they only ate their livers and then left the rest of the shark to rot. So the terminology that they used is what is it? Sucking the livers out was the terminology used. The livers were sucked out. And so it's a pair of
where are you at?
It's a pair of what is it? It's an infamous duo of male orcas. They're known as Port and Starboard, and they're a little fucking gang. This two orca gang in South Africa.
I respect them.
And
well, I know who I'm gonna play if Max dies. So
we're already shipping them. Let's be honest.
It's true.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time the orca duo has wreaked havoc in the area. In 2017, the pair slaughtered at least 8 great white sharks, but in all but one case, they dined solely on the shark's livers. So I don't know.
It was a date, dude. That's a date.
That is a
date.
They go on their little. They just get together. They get together off the coast of South Africa, and they're like, which kind of shark are we going to violently massacre and feast upon today? Because these ones, the 19 that they killed, are 7-gill sharks.
Okay.
So they choose different sharks. They kill them, eat their livers, let their bodies wash up on the beach.
Iconic, honestly.
Slay.
Yeah. So let's see.
That
shark livers are large and buoyant, and they float to the surface of the water when a shark is killed. So that's how they figure out which organ is the shark's. They just rip a hole in, let their organs come out, and then they pick the one that floats. Other organs may sink to the bottom and be harder to locate. So yeah.
Wait, so is there like some sort of nutritional density benefit to shark liver, or are they just like, yummy?
Yes, actually, the shark livers are highly nutritious and have large quantities of fats and vitamins.
So they're just eating good.
Yeah.
They're eating port and starboard. Oh, I guess somebody witnessed it, so there's a report on how they did it. There's a report on how they've done this. Yeah. One orca may distract the shark while another goes in for the kill. The hunting strategy requires high intelligence and social cooperation amongst the orcas.
The
orcas also the orcas may also use their large tails to slap and incapacitate the sharks or flip them over to induce tonic immobility, which is something that dolphins were doing just to be dicks. Because if you flip a shark over, they just go to sleep,
and then they die,
and then they die eventually. But so dolphins were doing that to sharks just for funsies, and then leaving them to die. At least the orcas are eating them.
Well, I guess that's. I guess you could say that those orcas are really gaslighting, gatekeeping, and gill bossing.
Yes.
You got there.
Incredible.
You got there.
Everyone clap for Will.
We got there eventually. Hello, everybody. With that being said, I guess we can go ahead and get started here. If you were joining us for the first time, that's how most of them start. That's our pre-show rant. We try to have a little educational material right up front. We ended up going with orcas instead of the Gwyneth Paltrow ski lawsuit. So
I can go back. We can talk about. I found his Spotify. We can talk about the fact that one of her lawyers is a Spotify musician. He plays sad, soulful piano music.
Listen, there's a break in this stream. There's a break later on in this stream. We got to talk about something when we come back. But if you have not caught us before, we are live from the apocalypse. We make actual play content in the form of streams and podcasts to raise money for nonprofits and aid organizations and other worthy causes like that. And this stream, like all of our current streams and podcasts and things like that, benefits a fantastic organization, the First Nations Development Institute, which is a wonderful nonprofit that seeks to restore economic independence to Indigenous communities across these United States in which we find ourselves living. They do very important work, and we are officially halfway to our goal. As of Sunday night, we have raised $1,000 for the First Nations Development Institute. Only 1,000 more to go before we hit our goal. And so that's very exciting and very cool. And if you like what you see here, we basically just ask that instead of doing the normal Twitch things like subscribing or giving us bits, you just take the $5 or the $6 or whatever you can spare. There is no expectation, and give it directly to the First Nations Development Institute instead of to us, because we just play games on the internet, but the FNDI will do very good and important work with it, especially right now where I believe the Supreme Court is pretty much said, like, yeah, that Indian Child Welfare Act, that's gone. We're done with that. So
Sick.
yeah, it's great. We love it. We love it here. So you can hit ! Donate in the chat, and the bot will post the link, and you can follow that link and donate the money, and the McElroy brothers will interrupt whatever's going on in the stream and yell at us. They will interrupt whatever's going on, and we'll have to refocus, and
Probably something gay, to be honest.
I'm sorry? What?
What?
What'd you say? Okay. Hearing things, I guess. Here on twitch.tv, we literally cannot stop you from subscribing. It is not a feature that we are allowed to turn off. Amazon does want half of your money very badly, but if you happen to have
grip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
Hey, thank you so much for your donation. This is our friend Frank too. Frank. I don't know how to pronounce that, but thanks for the donation. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, every little bit helps. It does not matter the amount. We're more of a slow and steady kind of a fundraising channel than like a big. Anyway, got it right the first time. Hell yeah. What was I saying? Amazon wants your money. They'll take half of it. Yeah. So just be aware that if you subscribe, especially if you have like a Prime sub or something that's already included in your Amazon Prime subscription, feel free to throw it our way if you want. All of that goes in the operational budget for Life in the Apocalypse, which we spent most of today paying the artist for some fantastic new character art for a game that has not begun yet. And yeah, so that was very exciting. It was the first time we've been able to use the money that we have raised, thanks to our community and our viewers and our audience, to pay for something like that. So very cool and very exciting. And the art looks fantastic, even though I haven't seen the final version of it yet. But
I'm so excited to see it. This is the first time I haven't gotten to pre-see it.
I know. It's gonna be a surprise for all of us. So yeah, just be aware that if you subscribe, Brennan Lee Mulligan will kill a dog. You will murder one dog for every month you've been subscribed to the channel. We're up to 30. We've only been live for
today.
We're up to 30 today. We've only been live for 18 minutes. So
incredible. That's a new record.
Probably.
We only need one dog here, and it's Borkus, okay? All the dogs.
What about Rodney?
Oh yeah, no, we can't put Rodney.
Rodney's not a dog. He's a god. Okay.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. No,
He's a
that's
businessman.
He's a businessman.
Like Shaq.
Good.
Oh, I should see if he's gotten back to me. Probably not.
Let's see if Shaq. Yeah, let's see if Shaq has gotten back to you. Tell him to come on the stream.
If he responds to me, I will.
Okay. Where were we? Yeah, Brennan Lee Mulligan will kill dogs. That bit has been going on for a very long time. And I think with that being out of the way, that's most of the stuff. There are channel points. You can feel free to spend them. If you donate, we'll put a advantage into the pool, which all of the players have access to and can pull from at any moment. 4 seems high to me. I'm not sure we had 4.
I think we're at 4. I think we're at 4.
You know, somebody donated, so it's 5 now.
7.
But I don't think so.
It's 29. I don't know.
I think we were at 69, actually.
69, the age of the man supposedly brutalized by Gwyneth Paltrow on the ski
slopes. At the time, in 2016.
Listen, we are an anti-GP, okay?
Allegedly.
Anti-GP.
Yeah, for legal reasons.
For legal reasons. Until the court case is settled, and then we can say whatever the outcome was.
Exactly. Yeah, so I think that is all of our stuff that we have to do and talk about up front, which means that we can get into the introductions of our game here. That means, JD, you get to go first.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, I'm prepared for this. Hi, I'm JD. In this game, I play Hunter. I'm fine. Everything is fine.
Are you? Okay.
It's been a day, but I am here. Yes, I play Hunter, are a gender ranger. We love them. You can also find me in Academy H, where I usually play Casimir Bright, aka Spectral, but we have some exciting things coming up this week, so I can't say more until we go live, but that should be exciting this coming Sunday. And yes, I keep putting it out of my mind, as I should not be, but this Friday, I will be on the other side of the table in the GM seat, GMing for a season of Secrets and Shadows, a Regency Monster Hearts game, 8 players, 2 tables, 2 months. It's gonna be a time. And yeah, that is all I will say for now, because my brain has stopped working.
It's extremely fair.
Oh, and I'll be back tomorrow night. That is the last thing I will say for
Yes.
transhumanism, which is going to be amazing.
I'm very excited.
I'll talk about transhumanism. Who is this? This is Ref.
Who are you?
You good? Oh, do you need a second?
Yeah, okay. I forgot which button I pressed to mute myself. What's up? I'm Raph. In this game, I play Max Miller, your beautiful bear daddy. Confused emotionally, but trying his best. Another news. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, on Friday, I'm going to be joining JD as a player at one of these tables, one of these lovely feral tables. And you'll get to know more about my delicious character then. And then, the future holds what the future holds. So come on out.
Come on out. And Julia.
Of the closet is what I meant.
We knew what you meant. We knew what you meant.
Hello, I'm Julia. I'm the local Delaware cryptid. You can find me at Hexwad on all social media. Tonight, I'm going to be playing Kelly Violet, who is the rogue cleric hybrid. She's just, hanging out at this point because she's accomplished what she needs to do. Other than that, you can find me usually every other Sunday playing Lyra Kroll with Academy H. I will not be playing Lyra Kroll. I will be playing someone with a lot more chill on Sunday.
That was not the sentence that I was expecting.
Skeptical.
Also impossible.
Skeptical.
Impossible.
Hey, compared to Lyra, 100% will be more chill.
Okay. Take your word for it.
As of right now, that's all I'm doing over here on Live from the Apocalypse. Other than that, you can find me lurking in the Discord and being very, very excited for all of the stuff that we've got coming up in the next couple of days, because people keep teasing some wild ass shit that's going on. And if there is no cannibalism, I will be angry.
Where would the cannibalism be? Who's been teasing cannibalism?
I know. Listen.
That was a sentence I was not prepared for.
Yeah.
I know it's in there.
This.
I know it's in there. I can sense it.
I mean,
I know it's there.
Okay. Corey.
Hey, hi, it's me, Corey. I play Wayne Hovacek, the greatest Gritzy player of all time. Retired on top, won everything I could possibly win, and now I'm leaving it up to the next generation. I'm now working on becoming the greatest secret agent that Anun has never seen. Get it? And I'm working on a bunch of super secret stuff too. So since we're all being vague, I'm also doing a bunch of awesome things. So be on the lookout for that. Keep your wallets out. So be ready.
The plug section of these streams has very quickly just become like, I'm doing a thing. I can't talk about it. By and
I'm
large.
doing a bunch of things. So
Yeah, no, I know.
whatever.
You, buddy. I know you are, buddy. It's okay.
All the time.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
All right, cool. Hi, hello. I will go now. My name is Will. I run this game, and I run Academy H. I do a lot of things here at Live from the Apocalypse. I run our Masks actual play podcast, Academy H, which I also edit into the podcast form that you can find on your podcast platform of choice. There are 19 episodes of that out currently, and the next one is wild. The one that is coming out this Sunday is maybe my favorite that we've ever done. So check that out. Definitely when it drops. It's going to be a good time. And yeah, that's Academy H. You can find that wherever. I'm in a bunch of other stuff too. But most relevantly, you can catch me this Friday playing one of the characters at the table of a season of Secrets and Shadows, the aforementioned Regency Monster Hearts game. So I will be a player in that as well. And it's going to be a blast. And yeah, come check it out on Friday. But before you do that, come back tomorrow night to check out Transhumanism, which is a probably JD could do a better job describing this, but that is going to be a cathartic and visceral cyberpunk game following a group of body mod folks, I don't know, body mod enthusiasts, fighting to stop anti-body mod legislation by any means necessary. And that is using the Cyborg system by the same company that made Morkborg. And it is also going to be using the Wolves at the Gate subsystem that the person running that game, Liz, at Iron Echo Games, created herself. So I was not at Session 0, but I'm not playing in that. I was not at Session 0, but I've heard that it was a very good time and the characters are amazing. And it's going to be an experience that you should come back and check out.
And we all crave violence. That is the one commonality between the four of us.
Yeah. It's about that time. And tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, for both of those. And Sunday night, we're recording a departure arc, an interlude story for Academy H, where the players will not be their normal teen superheroes. We will not be using the mask system. We are going to be, everybody's going to be playing a group of detached mercenaries, basically, former secret agents who have their own powers and secrets and things like that, who have been dispatched on a secret mission. We're going to be doing that for, I think, about 2 recording sessions, so 4 episodes as an interlude, and then we'll be getting back to our main Academy H storyline. So check that out on Sunday. We are going to be using the Fist system by Claymore Games, which is very cool, and I like it a lot. A few buzzwords that have been thrown around are Centipede, Xeno, Seal, and I think those are the cool ones. Skeletal, I think, might have been another one. Anyway, it's going to be a good
Boneless
show.
and boneful were statements that were made.
Boneful, respectively. Yes. So
you go and get wings, and they're like, "Do you want boneless or do you want boneful?" Like,
you mentioned
bones,
wings.
please.
That's also been thrown around.
Yeah.
There you go.
But are they boneless or boneful? You'll have to come back on Sunday to find out. I think that's it for all of the stuff that I have to plug. Follow us on social media if you're not already. Follow the channel if you're not already, if you happen to be watching. But with all of that being said, I think that is plenty of everything. And now we can pick up where we left off.
You good, Raph? You good?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, just
had
fucking
fun.
grip it,
We're
baby.
good.
Slop that down, dude.
Thank you.
Take
Wait.
a one for the big boy.
Woo!
Wait.
Thanks, Will's mom.
Thanks, Will's mom.
Thanks, Will's
mom.
I love you, Mom.
All right. Cool. Trying to think. Where did we leave off?
Everyone went
We
to
just
bed.
found out that the drugs were over at
At Paragon House. What's
Paragon
going on?
Houses, which is run by
Peregrine.
Max's
House.
old
Peregrine,
flame.
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see about that.
Hold on.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah. So when we left off, you all were at breakfast together with your friend Luminary Alec McMorrow, and
Our best buddy.
your best buddy, and your biggest fan. It's important to know.
Happy birthday, Alec.
And it's always his birthday.
Forever.
Forever. He deserves it, honestly.
Mhm.
But he had just let you know that they did find the source of the drugs that have been making their way around Calderon, which I believe was going by the street name Sand.
Yes.
Yes.
And we talked to Mirrodin, and
You did. Mirrodin told you that he would give you a rundown on the Danan because you asked for that.
Gave him a swirly.
Okay. You can try. You should try.
An emotional swirly.
An emotional swirly. Got it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he's an emotional man, so I think that would. I think he'd go for that. So yeah, you have been given this revelation, Max. I think mostly for you, Peregrine House would mean something.
For me? Right.
I think you would recognize the name Peregrine House, yes.
Yeah. But specifically because Simon told me that's where he's staying, correct? Okay.
I think he also mentioned that that's where one of the victims was from.
Yes.
Do we remember which one?
The name or?
Yeah, that was not a thing that was not like a piece of information that you were ever given. He mentioned that it was somebody
close to him. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So Peregrine House, for a little background, is kind of a halfway house. People can go there and get like a warm meal and a place to stay. But when they're on hard times and need to get back on their feet, it's kind of just like a safe haven for them. And that's
his friend's name was Morris.
Morris.
Wow, thank you.
And Simon was one of the caretakers, basically, at Peregrine House. That's what he told you he was doing these days.
Yeah, I think Max is like scarfing down breakfast as he does, chewing on a sausage and some toast. Because sounds like we know where you got to go.
Well, I mean,
let's get to it.
Well, I don't know that you. I mean, you can certainly if you need to go there, but I mean, we already raided the place. That's how we found the sand in the first place.
Oh, you raided it?
Yeah.
The
Lamplighters were, sweeping the whole city trying to find where the sand was coming from. So we, found the house and we went in, arrested most folk, found the storeroom.
Arrested who?
I mean, most of the folk who were there until we can determine whether they were involved or not.
Where are they being kept?
Probably the same place we were kept.
Yeah, Lamplighter Tower.
So, real quick, because I'm checking, we knew that the hunter,
the huntsman.
Yes, the huntsman. Let's make that distinction.
Sorry. The huntsman.
Hunter 1 or Hunter 2?
H2O.
2, 3, 4, which however many we're gonna get up to. So I'm checking. So I don't think we told. Yeah, I don't think Kelly and Max have told anyone that the people were. Some of the people who got
using sand.
We're using sand. I don't think we've shared that yet.
I think we did. Because we talked about it and how H2O had sand on them.
Yeah, and we freaked out. Okay.
Yes.
So we haven't shared it with Alec.
Right.
No.
Okay.
But you have talked to Mirrodin about the huntsman.
Yes. And we found out all about that.
Right. And he told you that he would tell you about the Danan today.
Right.
But yeah, Alec continues and basically says, yeah, no, I mean, that's, we took him to jail because as far as we know, they were distributing this sand stuff.
So what exactly happened during the raid? You just found some and you took potentially innocent people to jail?
I mean, that's what they did when Ryan died. So that seems correct.
That's true.
Alec, you're losing respect.
We tracked the sand. We found it there. It led back to Peregrine House. We went in. We found a room full of the stuff. which seemed like, probably where it was being stored and then distributed outwardly. And so we, took everybody at Peregrine House into custody to try to figure out who was involved.
I reach over and I pull his plate away from him.
Max, would you be
I'm
this
sensing
mad?
that you're displeased, Master Miller.
You don't have to call him Master if you don't want.
Yeah, that's a little
don't
weird.
Call me that. That's strange.
Max, would you be this mad if you didn't know who worked there?
Do you know someone who works there?
An old friend.
Oh boy.
Who wouldn't do something like this? He's made mistakes in the past, but he's not stupid and he's not cruel.
Now, just asking, what kind of mistakes are we talking here?
I don't know, dumb ones you make when you're young.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, I thought you were going to say it was something serious like, betrayal or, I don't know, something like that. That'd be real serious. Glad it's nothing like that, though.
So I think we better go talk to them. Because I don't think if someone was doing something from Peregrine House, then we'll find out who.
Begging your pardon, I mean, is that, do you want to be involved, I suppose, it's kind of...
We're already involved.
Right. No, I meant questioning, prisoners and things like that. I mean, that's kind of very specifically what, lamplighters and luminaries like myself do.
Well, you took in a whole group of potentially innocent people.
Well, everybody's potentially innocent, aren't they?
Max,
We got superhero stuff to do. Let them do the grunt work. You know what I mean? We gotta do some secret agent shit.
All I'm saying is I'm happy to do the grunt work. That's all I'm saying. If you want to go and question them yourselves, that's fine. There's just, there's a lot of them. And
did you arrest a man named Simon?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. I didn't, take inventory or anything this morning. I can check, certainly.
I would like to talk to him.
All right. I'm sure we can arrange something like that. Especially if it. Right. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a bit of a big ask.
I start eating his breakfast.
Okay. Are you trying to intimidate him?
Are you trying to bully him?
Are you trying to bully him?
Yeah, I'm trying to bully him. Actually,
cool. Roll
I don't want to
intimidate.
intimidate, but I guess I am in a way.
Roll a bully check.
In my own
Yeah,
special
roll
way.
to bully.
Roll to bully. Okay. Let me make sure I'm using the right character sheet. It is. What is my?
Oh yeah. Do you need to see if your hit points are correct?
oh yeah.
No,
How
they're
did
fine.
that
I promise. They're
that was a
good.
silly-
I'm a fool. Actually, it's fine. It's not a big deal.
You do have 300 hit points, right?
I
Like
do
you're
have
supposed
300. Yes.
Ruff was
that's
led
correct.
astray by a DM that they trusted.
I trusted someone. Okay.
That was your first mistake.
13.
Mhm.
Trust always the first misstep.
13 is at least enough for Alec to get the message, and says, right, well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure we can do that. It might take some time, a few hours or so, for me to get everything cleared and set up. You might not be the first person to talk to him if he is there, but yeah, I'll make that happen for you.
Hey, don't keep us waiting too long. We'll start a riot. I'm kidding. But don't keep us waiting too long. We'll start a riot. I'm kidding. But don't
Kelly's
keep
just
us
drinking her
waiting too
cup
long.
of coffee. She's like, I'm not.
No, right. Message received. Yeah. I didn't really think that this would be, rioting business. I thought you were also kind of against the idea of this substance,
gonna lie.
in the hands of.
It's been a while since we rioted, you know what I mean? So I kind of got a
It's true.
itchy riot finger, you know what I mean?
I slide him back his breakfast plate.
You are correct.
Half-eaten.
We don't
Yeah.
want the sand on the street, especially since the sand may have something to do with the man cutting off people's arms. So yes, we do want to know
definitely
where
does.
it's coming from.
Right.
We also don't want innocent people to be imprisoned.
Right.
It's a fine
So as
line
long
we're
as-
treading here.
As long as we know that once those people are interviewed and are returned to the streets, then everything's fine, right?
Well, my question is, do you have people watching them? Because now that we know that the huntsman is attached to the sand, at least in some degree, those people, if they've been around it, might be the next targets.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're in cells. They're underneath Lamplighter Tower. I mean, you saw. You were down there.
Okay, that wasn't my question.
There are people watching them. Yeah, I mean, there's guards. There's lamplighters down there watching them. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yep. Okay. Well, I interviewed you all, and I let you go when you were innocent. So I'd hope you can trust me to do the same in this circumstance. Well, in all circumstances, really, since that's my job.
We do trust you to do your job. This is just a particularly high-strung situation, and Kelly just kind of like reaches back so she's like behind Max and just like does one of these gestures as a gesture
Right.
at all of him. Just be like, it's a very special, tense kind of a situation.
I understand. I wouldn't normally ask this. I wouldn't normally ask a question like this, but it might help expedite getting you in to see him if he is there. But was there any type of maybe romantic involvement?
You're telling me this is gonna expedite? Is this like a conjugal visit thing?
No, but there's there's certain preferences that are given to significant others, spouses,
Interesting.
things like that.
Hunter is looking anywhere they can. That is not 90% of this room.
I think at that question, Max is picking up his fork to stab at a sausage and just shatters his plate. Just freezes.
Oh,
You want some more coffee?
No.
I'm detecting that I may have.
He's a friend.
Right.
That should get me in fast enough.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Understood. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Fine. He's my boyfriend. Gosh. It'll get us in there faster.
Right. Okay. Absolutely. And his name was
Simon.
Okay. Well, all right. Great. Well, I'll get right on that then. Guess if that's everything, I feel a little uncomfortable. Thought that this was more of just like a friendly breakfast situation that you'd all invited me for, and I feel like maybe I've made things a little tense and uncomfortable, and that wasn't my intent. I just wanted us to all have a nice meal together.
Well, tomorrow we'll do brunch. Brunch is usually a little, lighter.
Brunch.
Yep,
I'm not
brunch.
familiar with brunch.
Have you had lunch?
I have had lunch. Big fan.
You had brunch?
No. What is
You
that?
had breakfast?
Yes.
Right in the middle.
Oh.
Yep.
I see.
You woke
All
up late
right.
one morning, ate some cereal? That's brunch, my man.
All right. Well, then I have had brunch. I look forward to it. And I suppose, I'll be back tomorrow morning. But it sounds like we'll see each other a little bit more today. If you come by Lamplighter Tower in maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours or so.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Great.
Sorry, Alec. Happy birthday. I don't mean to
No problem.
be rude to
No
you on
problem.
your special day.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
Happy
Alec.
birthday.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. Again, still, you know. Great. Well, I will take my leave then and get on with my lamplighter business.
Do you want to take some breakfast to go?
No, I shouldn't. You know, I've had breakfast. If I were to eat more now, it'd be brunch, and I don't want to be greedy.
We'll see you tomorrow. Later today and also tomorrow.
Looking forward to it. He will excuse himself from the dining hall of Calderon Keep, leaving the four of you alone.
Max,
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were working on your temper.
I know. That's all
Are
I have
you
to say.
okay?
I'm fine. I just wasn't expecting so much. I don't know, this so much. So I don't know.
Early in the morning.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yesterday it was only yesterday that we found a hunter, with their arm ripped off. And now today, finding out that my friend's been taken away, potentially involved, but probably being framed of some kind. I don't know. It's
a halfway house. Lots of people go in, lots of people go out. It could be anyone who was staying there using it.
No, you're right.
It might not be a frame up. It could just be somebody who was staying there was in over their heads.
Yeah, I mean, we need more information, right?
Right.
That's why we're gonna go and talk to Simon.
But
Right.
it does explain probably how his friend Maurice got a hold of the sand, which in turn the huntsman.
This is this is an out of character question. Do we, because I don't remember the specifics, do we know and or think that, do we have evidence that points that the people who have used sand are typically targets of the huntsman? So it's people who have consumed it, not necessarily that just have it on their person.
It's kind of impossible to say. You know that they had it on their person. You don't necessarily know that they were using it.
Mm-hmm.
The closest thing I have that we have is that they will make kind of like, after we talked to those lamplighters who were with that man who spoke to Max,
right?
He was saying that they were saying, like, they would say all kinds of like rambling stuff, and that's what Mance had been doing,
right?
Yeah,
that's kind of like the closest we got to that.
What if he's trying to like break the system down? What if in like a weird kind of messed up way he's trying to do his own good, like tear down the drug stream,
like vigilante drug trade by punishing the users, not the dealers,
by ripping off their arm.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not the one doing it, all right? I'm just saying.
You know, from what we've heard about the Danan, that's not entirely outside of the realm of the possibilities for them. They don't have the most sound justice system. They don't really have the best understanding of how humans live. That's not outside of the realm of possibilities.
I'm just saying that they may not be hand in hand. They may be like rock and paper or scissors and rock or something, you know?
That makes sense. Maybe we should see if, I mean, Mirden said he was going to talk to us at some point today. Maybe we should also see if Hunter, not you, is awake and remembers anything.
I mean, I'd like to check on them. Yeah.
We really need to come up with another name. It's too confusing.
I mean, I just think of them as my twin.
Yeah, but as someone who has siblings, you don't usually share a name with your sibling.
I know, that's why I think of them as my twin.
But we can't call them our twin.
You
We just
could
call
call
them
them
twin?
my twin.
There's twin.
My twin.
My twin.
My twin.
Okay. So let's go
Got it.
check on my twin and see
Max's
if
twin.
they're okay.
I wonder if my twin's awake. I hope my twin is having good dreams.
Writing that down. It's going
See
in
if
the
they're
book.
saying see if they're saying anything suspicious. Like the way that, I don't know, Mance was.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is you're going to go to the infirmary.
I'm not going to go to the infirmary because if I go in there, the nurse won't let us talk to anybody.
Probably
Oh,
true.
yeah.
That's fair.
I will walk them to the hall and then I will kind of slow down and be like, okay, I'll see you guys later. I can't go in there.
Okay. Strange, but all right.
Oh, I hit Mance.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Nice.
fair.
High
but
five.
Yeah.
What?
So I don't think that nurse likes me very much.
Hmm.
Is
Pretty
the
sure.
same nurse on duty right now, DM?
Looks like it.
Peek in the door. Oh,
Yeah, looks like it. You
Yeah.
really only see
Convenient.
one person working, in
She
the
don't have
infirmary.
shifts?
Who's gonna relieve her so that she can sleep?
These are questions you could ask her.
She
I
does.
bring
She
her
hates me.
sausage.
Yeah.
I bring her a little sausage. Just one.
Okay.
Took a little
Bring her
bite out of it though. I'm kind of hungry
her
still.
Bring her some
you
coffee.
bring her a sausage with a bite taken out of it. Here you are, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 of you are going to the infirmary. Wayne and Kelly, you are not, it sounds like.
Just hanging out, just chilling.
Just gonna chill out in
Okay.
the front, like hang out.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
You know,
Hunter is
close enough-
definitely going as well.
Close
although,
enough that
yeah.
if somebody starts yelling, if somebody starts swinging, we can get in there.
Okay.
But like far enough away that the nurse doesn't realize we're about.
Actually, Hunter and Max gives them the sausage and says, "That's for the nurse. She probably hasn't eaten. But it probably would be a good idea for."
I'm transferring that patch from the private discussion to the public one.
Perfect. It probably would be a good idea for me to stay out here with Kelly and Wayne. I don't know
You're- You're sending me in alone?
I'll go in too.
if
Let's swap.
if my twin is awake, I don't think they'd want to see me. So I think I'll just stay.
The spiders.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those little fuckers.
Oh yeah.
What about them? Oh, disguising yourselves.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
cool.
can
Yeah,
disguise
fair enough.
Perfect.
Fair.
I make
Do
myself look like Alec
do we all
McMorrow.
want to use multiple charges to fucking just to talk to?
What, what else are we using it for? I turn into Alec
Honestly.
McMorrow.
I also turn into Alec McMorrow.
No, God damn it! But I made myself a foot taller.
Okay. Good.
This is me and my twin, Alex.
You know what? I'm still gonna stay out here. You 3 have
Yeah,
fun.
no, it's okay. I'm also gonna not use. I'm probably gonna use that for later, so it's okay. I'll stay with Kelly.
Okay.
I'll stay with Kelly.
So it's going to be Hunter and Wayne going into the infirmary. But Wayne
Hunter
looks
and
like
Alec.
Alec McMorrow. Yes. Yes.
Because a
Okay.
foot taller.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool.
6'1".
Alec McMorrow's not 5'1".
I was gonna say he was described
Canonically.
as quite tall.
He's pretty tall.
How tall?
Taller than Max. Definitely taller than
No, no.
Max.
Let's go back to the
Okay.
play-by-play.
I think I said that he was taller than you, and you were like unacceptable, and I was like, fine, he's the same height. So I think you were of a
7 feet
height with each
tall.
other, but he's like, kind of a beanpole. Anyway, Yeah.
Yeah, he's scrawny.
Yes. You and Hunter and Alec McMorrow, but taller, go into the infirmary, and you do see that same nurse. You do see that same nurse on duty, and she is kind of moving between. You see that there are the tables that are in the infirmary, those kind of like stone slabs that have runes carved into them, and occasionally the tops of them, while the person is resting on it, they glow with this bluish light that seems to keep them sedated and unconscious / calm. Those tables are all full. Mance is on one. A few other people were brought in early on in this epidemic, and
Susan, Sharon.
Yes, yeah, Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon, and and you see my twin on one as well.
I think Hunter first looks panickedly at Wayne and is like, would you like to give her the sausage?
Wayne eats the sausage knowing that this would be a terrible idea.
Wayne saves everyone from themselves.
I think we'll be all right without it. Eats the sausage. Wayne eats Max's sausage, guzzles it down.
I'm not doing it a fourth time.
Walks in. Howdy there, ma'am. We're here on official business, checking in on some of your patients.
Luminary.
Howdy.
Luminary McMorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
You seem different.
If I didn't have a great night's sleep last night.
You sound strange.
Better?
Roll persuasion. But at disadvantage, I think.
But I have advantage because of my feet, so okay. It's just regular.
It's just regular.
Yeet! That was a natural 19 plus whatever my persuasion is.
Fair enough. She nods slowly and says, that's fair, I suppose. What brings you to the infirmary?
Well, we're just checking in on folks here. I mean, has anything changed in their any developments made? I mean, is everybody still asleep?
I've been trying to keep everybody sedated. They mostly just sort of babble when they're awake.
Gotcha. Understood. Do we have any kind of idea of if they're getting better?
It's very difficult to say. I haven't seen much sign of any improvement yet, but there is this sand is kind of a mysterious factor.
Have they all taken the sand?
I can't say for certain whether this sort of babbling madness comes from ingesting the sand or from the trauma of having their arms removed.
Yeah. That's a good point.
They are physically healing, but mentally, I'm afraid not.
I would like to walk over to my twin and kind of take a moment and put my hand on their shoulder. This is unnecessary, but I want to cast Detect Thoughts with the spider.
Okay, all right. Interesting.
Thanks for reminding me that the spider was a thing that I forgot about for a dozen episodes.
I will never forget about a spider inside of a human body. You kidding me?
That's a good policy, I guess.
See, there are 7 spiders in every human body at any given moment.
Yeah. So you feel that same sort of sensation, and you probably would have felt it actually when you adopted Alec's shape as well, but that sort of tickling sensation kind of washing across your brain. It's very strange, but you would hear surface level thoughts for other Hunter. And they would, I think when you touch them, you hear a lot of, I'm going to say it's actually very loud. Their surface thoughts are very loud and chaotic when you reach out and you detect thoughts on them. And I think pretty much right off the bat, you hear them screaming and crying and pleading. But you realize that what they are screaming and crying and pleading about is directed at the head from Barrow.
What?
Like, there's a lot of, let me out. Please let me out. I'll cooperate. I'll build you, whatever you want. Just let me out. And occasionally, this seems to be kind of cycling through, but every so often it is interrupted with another thought of the huntsman. The huntsman is coming for me. And in addition to all of this chaos and noise and screaming and crying, there is an image that they keep coming back to of this tall, very large figure, a man clearly, but like kind of shrouded in darkness, laughing cruelly. And their features are kind of constantly shifting. Sometimes they look more bird-like, sometimes they look more human-like, but in those moments you can tell that this is some sort of like monstrous perception of Max Miller. And the longer you stay in other hunters' surface thoughts, you just get that same sort of cycle of the head, the disembodied head that ran the necropolis of Barrow and kept other hunter locked in a closet, basically. And then the huntsman chasing them and taking their arm. And are you content to stay at the surface?
Nope. I'm gonna probe deeper.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Then you probe a little bit deeper, and I think you actually end up in a memory. And you are kind of experiencing things. You realize you're kind of experiencing things through other hunters' perceptions. In this scenario, you are seeing through their eyes. And it is sunset. The sun is going down, the light is fading from Calderon, and you are kind of racing through the city, these back alleys of the city. And you can hear these like heavy footsteps behind you, and you turn and you look over your shoulder and you see that hulking that hulking cloaked shape of the huntsman as it is chasing you from the darkness of the hood, the darkness cast by the hood. You see this like wide, Cheshire cat grin smile of like just great teeth, like it's enjoying this chase, like it's having fun. And it's kind of leaping, like it's running sometimes, but then other times it's leaping onto like the wall and then kind of using that wall to kick off and kind of like propelling itself back and forth. Sometimes it's running on 4 legs, not 2 legs. And as it pursues you, it gets closer and closer. At a certain point, it starts laughing. And you turn a corner as other hunter and you trip over a crate. And like in a flash, Huntsman is on top of you, grabs your right arm, and bites it off, swallowing it whole. And you feel the same pain and panic that other hunter felt. And I'm going to need you to make a, I think, wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. It's a 15 plus whatever my wisdom is. Which might be 0. It's a natural 15 plus 4, 19.
Okay. You are fine. You can kind of pull yourself out of this memory without suffering any like bad psychic effects. But obviously the memory of that is going to linger. You can kind of still feel it when you come back to your own consciousness, standing next to the bed where other hunter sleeps.
Yeah. I would like to kind of, as this was going along, I would like to kind of just like slow stream, lay on hands, hopefully just like set his mind at ease a little bit. As we were going along, so I imagine it was probably painful for him to pull those.
Yeah, I will say for
up.
you, Hunter, watching this, you would see other hunters' face like screw up and their expression changing. Maybe they would start like whimpering a little bit, and yeah, you can tell that whatever is happening, they're not enjoying reliving this. But I imagine that sort of calming, kind of chilly white glow emanates from Wayne, and it seems to soothe them a little bit. That light kind of emanates from his hand, and it seems to calm other hunter down.
Wayne takes out his little pocketbook and he starts taking notes in it like a real cop, or a real detective, a real luminaire. Well, little lady, do thank you for your time this morning, and hey, you're doing a great job out there. I saw you here last night and you're here again this morning. You're really burning the candle at both ends. Well, let's get along now, little doggy. And I tap Hunter on the shoulder.
And Hunter, I think, is like, well, wait. Oh. Give me a second, Luminary Alec.
Oh yeah. No problem, partner.
That's very kind of you to promote me like that.
What are you
and
doing?
Hunter's gonna walk away as quickly as they can from Wayne and go over to other Hunter. I don't know if this is something that would be remotely helpful, but I was curious about this. I'm wondering if I put my hand on other Hunter's shoulder, if there's anything I can sense with my symbiote.
Interesting. I don't think so. I don't think you have a specific ability from the symbiote, right? Yeah, no. I think your symbiote is what gives you your connection to the planet, to the Earth itself, and to like nature and the magic that you can draw on from that. But other Hunter is not of the Orn. Does not possess the Ornok, is not connected in the same way. So your symbiote would probably be able to communicate with another Orn's symbiote, but not other Hunter who is just a regular person.
That makes sense. And that was what I figured. So they just kind of stand there for a few moments and then just say, I'll be back for you. We're going to figure this out. We're going to make sure you're okay.
And the nurse, Sharon? Is that the nurse's name?
No,
No,
Sharon.
that's one of the
That's
victims.
one of the
right?
Sharon's the one
Yeah.
Wayne found.
Yeah. So the nurse will reach out and will kind of like put a hand.
Sharon.
The nurse will reach out and put a hand on top of your hand, Hunter, and just try to comfort you and say, they're not in any pain. Not as long as they lay here.
Are you sure? I mean, they seemed a little restless.
The memories may surge, whatever it is that is causing them distress. Hard to say, but hopefully, if it is the sand, it'll leave their system eventually.
And
And if it's
there's no way
not,
to.
Yeah.
There's no way to stop it.
Not that I or my fellows have been able to find, but we are continuing to work on it. If there is a way, we will find it.
Thank you.
I will say, I'm afraid that we have not had much time or chance to peruse the Grand Library. We've been kept busy with the steady flow of victims coming in and requiring treatment. If you're looking for something to occupy yourself that might help, could maybe do some research, look into it, see if you could find anything.
I could definitely do that. Yes, I would like to do anything I can to help. And you should sleep at some point. It seems like you've been on duty for a really long time.
We are magically empowered for situations like this. Unfortunately, it won't last forever, and when it wears off, I will sleep for a week, maybe more. But for now, I'm still going strong.
Oh, thank you. Thank you again. And Hunter's gonna go and catch up with Wayne, and pretty much as soon as we walk out the door, grab his arm and just ask, "What were you doing to them?"
So Wayne does a little, let's roll out there, boys, and just kind of get away from directly in front of this door. So I saw a lot of, I was doing, oh, I forgot I'm still in disguise. So I was doing a lot of, you know how we can like read people's minds with the spider? I reached out to his mind, right? And it was pretty rough in there, believe it or not. It seems as though they're made to live in their own hell. Like, the experience that my twin was having was that he was almost back in that room with the head, you know, just pleading to be let out, right? And I imagine that's not how it is for everybody. Seems like everybody's living their own hell. But then below that was his experience with the huntsman. And I kind of go into further detail with that and explain what that was like. I imagine most everybody's feeling something like that.
Do you mention Dark Max?
Mention it all, DM.
Okay,
and I turn to Max and I say, he had some real kind of fucked up thoughts about you, my man. And then I explain it all in further depth.
Yeah. I don't blame them.
That's not fair to you, Max.
Somebody's own private thoughts is kind of their own business. Like, I think I'm on my twin side with that one.
I'm just saying, I don't think Max has to take that on. Like, yes, that's their perception of things. I'm just saying,
Right.
Yeah.
I think we should maybe see what Mirrodin says. I mean,
we should also go to the library.
Why? Ugh.
Max, come on.
Well, I think that works out. You can go talk to Simon. Hunter can go to the library. Wayne and I can go with one of each of you.
I mean, I can go with Max. We can put the library on hold.
You good? You gonna be good with that?
Why wouldn't I be good with that?
Well, first we should talk to Mirrodin, no, right? Maybe, I mean, he told us all about the warrior, and maybe Nuada or whatever has some sort of...
Is he awake yet? Has anyone
Mirrodin?
checked to see if he's awake? Yeah.
Is he having brunch?
Quick, go back to the cafeteria.
I don't think you've ever actually seen him eat in like the dining hall with everybody else in Calderon
I bring him
Keep.
a sausage.
Well, somebody's gonna have to.
Oh, did you give the nurse the sausage?
Yep. Yes, I did. I did do
She
that.
deserved it.
She was thankful. She said she was really tired.
All right. All right.
Could have used the nourishment.
Um,
Anyway.
Anyway.
Also of note is, I think actually if you're going to the library, you had actually asked your good old friend Ryan Beckinsale to do some research at the library himself for you. Kind of look into this whole huntsman thing, if I remember correctly.
That did happen.
Yeah, which he agreed to do once Max begged him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I did already, okay?
No, yeah, I mean, you definitely did it.
You did. We all remember.
Yep, we all remember.
I think Mirrodin was there for that part too.
Yep. Mirrodin remembers.
I'm gonna give that guy such a wedgie.
Ryan or Mirrodin?
Both.
You've been trying for like months, or a month at this point, and
Listen,
you've not been able to beat him.
Hunter and Max got him, okay?
Okay. Not Ryan. Mirrodin, I meant. You've been fighting Mirrodin for a month, training with him.
Yeah, and we got him.
Did you? I don't
Yeah,
remember. I genuinely don't remember.
We wrapped him up in ropes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he kind of let us.
Oh, yeah. He
No,
definitely. Yeah,
we
100%.
won. We beat him.
Okay. Not his first time being tied up. Not his last time either.
Incredible.
Been alive for a long time.
He spent a lot of time in Ohio. He got bored.
Yeah.
That's true.
Anyway.
But yeah, we should go talk to Mirrodin, see what he says. Maybe compare notes or something.
All right. Alex said we wouldn't be able to talk to anybody from Peregrine House for 4 to 5 hours. So so we will talk to Mirrodin. We'll start doing some looking in the library. And then we'll go. It's fine. It's not going to kill you.
Are you allergic to books?
You know what? I might be.
Okay. We can work with that.
Is Ryan
drops Alec? Yeah, if you were back in Ohio, I mean, there was no way to really tell if you were allergic to books. You were just so far away from them all the time. It's like, am I allergic to peanuts? Who knows? I've never had peanut butter. I'm not allergic to peanuts, just for future
More
reference.
like allergic to how attractive Ryan Beckinsale is.
Speaking of
breaking out knives,
is he going to be at the library? I think Max turns to Wayne at that.
Why don't you ask him?
He does have a wyvern badge.
Have I done something? Is there a reason why I'm being targeted?
Max, I think you're projecting. I think you asked the question, and you have your own
because
your own
I don't want to
resources.
go to the library, and I definitely don't. I'm not going to go in the library if he's there.
Okay, well, last time I checked, he looks like a fucking undead nightmare. So he's probably not checking out the books during daylight hours, if I had to guess. But you can always call him and ask. You have his number.
Okay.
See?
Max is sulking.
It's fine.
Max doesn't like being bullied.
I mean, I could call him too. I could do that.
Hunter.
Yeah,
Hunter.
we could call him when we get to the library, when we got like our notes in front of us and we can kind of compare. Let's go, knock out with Mirrodin whatever we gotta, whatever he can give us.
Let's go.
Hunter, you gotta bully him a little bit. I'm telling you, it feels really cathartic. Just a little bully. You don't gotta be like super mean to him. Just a little soft bully. Trust me, it's fun.
What is a soft bully?
Just a little haze. It's not actually hurting him to make him talk to Ryan, but it's funny. Just a little.
I mean, it seems to really upset him to talk to Ryan.
Listen, if it actually hurt him to talk to Ryan, we would know, because he would make that face that he makes every time he thinks about like men who are older than him.
Wait.
What a sentence.
Hunter does not know what to make of that sentence.
He makes this face every time he thinks about people from his past. It's the same fucking face. And if he was actually upset about talking to Ryan, he would make the same face.
I didn't notice that. I guess I'm gonna have to keep an eye out.
When you rob people for a living, body language is a key thing to learn. A masterful tool, better than any lockpick in the world. An understanding of body language.
Just heard the Ursula line from Little Mermaid. Okay. You're going to talk to Mirrodin.
We're knocking on his door.
Cool. You're going to the sanctum, I assume.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I refuse to call it that, but sure.
Sure, that's fine. You knock and it opens. It opens kind of automatically on the first knock from you, Max, and the door kind of slides inward and then off to one side slightly. And inside, it looks largely the same as it always has, but there is a brazier in the middle of it, like a big fire pit set up with hot coals set into it, and there are candles scattered around the room. And I think maybe a couple of symbols that have been drawn in the dirt floor.
Is this normal? Like, I've been in here a lot, so is this kind of how it's usually set up, or
not normally this ceremoniously? Like the brazier's definitely new. The candles are a little unusual. Okay, sometimes there are symbols in the floor, but they are more like a containment circle kind of thing, so that like magic doesn't get out of hand. Yeah, and he is kind of standing there by the fire pit, waiting for you all. He waves to you distractedly.
Some sort of party?
Sorry?
I said, are you having some sort of party?
Not exactly, no. Yes. Yes, very very creative, Max.
Thank you. I was thinking about it on the way here.
I'm sure you are. Come in, all of you.
Killer joke, Max.
Thanks, dude.
Gotta build them back up a little bit.
5. From behind.
So, you want to know about the Danan? What exactly do you want to know?
Well, for starters, I think it would be a little bit helpful if we knew which one we're responsible for. I mean, we know.
In this specific circumstance.
Well, we know where Max's bloodline comes from pretty blatantly. What about the rest of us?
We may be able to determine that. We may not. It depends, honestly.
Wasn't there in Ryan's journals, there was some sort of connection or link?
He had some of them, but they were... I don't think they were the Danan's names. I think those were related to gods from Earth. But let me see if I can find it.
Mirrodin would say also, like, the names would be the same. The names that they chose for themselves carried over into your world. It was what they called themselves when they introduced themselves to man. There's a long and tangled history between your world and Anun. Humans, like us, they came to this world from somewhere. The Nightlands. They sailed through the Nightlands, left this place of darkness and madness behind them, where we were chattel. We were slaughtered. We were powerless. They left that world, sailed for this one. But also, mankind exists in yours as well. Which begs the question, did we come from the Nightlands? Or did we come from your world? Or did you arrive in your world from the Nightlands like we did? There are still mysteries we may never know the answer to. But when the Danan stepped through and into your world, they found creatures that were familiar to them, that they were fascinated by, that they so desperately wanted to understand and were so incapable of ever fully understanding. But that didn't stop them from trying for centuries.
So
And they became legendary figures. They became gods in the eyes of some. The stories became warped and twisted. They were made out to be noble and kind and benevolent, perhaps out of fear, out of worship. The truth was, they were just as monstrous in your world as they were here. We can't help it. It's their nature.
I've got some bad news bears, guys. So I found the note. I think this is represented by, he's giving this speech, and I think Kelly is just like leafing through Ryan's journal kind of in the back. There is, so Kelly's name was, the name beside Kelly's was unreadable. Ryan's was Lugh, Lugh. Hunter's was Dagda. Wayne's is Nuada.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remembered that.
I forgot.
I forgot.
This is Wayne's boy. And then
Nuada.
the Morgan for you. So so if Kelly gives those names to Mirrodin, can he at least tell who the name for Hunter is and Brian? Because those are two we don't have.
I can tell you some things, perhaps. It all depends. And there is a lot of information. Too much for us to cover. But I can do my best. Nuada is a complicated figure, even amongst the Danan. Nuada was their king. When they came to Earth, he was their leader. Largely, it was a title he bestowed upon himself. They were obsessed with this idea of kings, of the nobility, perhaps, and the right to rule. Nuada, amongst all others, fancied himself very righteous and moral. So he crowned himself king of the Danan. And they were content enough to follow him. It made little difference to them. They still got to do the things that they wanted to do. Until, during a great battle, Nuada lost his arm. It was removed by an enemy. And that was it. They turned on him immediately. Because the Danan are obsessed with perfection. And because he was now physically imperfect, they wouldn't follow him, they wouldn't even acknowledge him. So as an outcast, he left. And eventually, he found a new home for himself among what he considered friends. Humans. They took him in. They cared for him. He grew fond of them. He helped them, even going so far as to fight his own siblings when the times arose. He protected them, and he kept them safe. They were his new family, his new subjects, maybe. His friends. Or so he claimed. Danan are not human, they are Fae. They don't think like humans. They have no sense of morality or loyalty as much as they would like to, as much as they would like to understand those things. All they can do is imitate it. And poorly at that. He pauses for a second and says, maybe with one notable exception. But for the rest of them, when Nuada was offered a new arm, an artificial one, by his family, he didn't hesitate. The condition was all he had to do was turn on everyone that he was protecting, on the humans that he was protecting and keeping safe and defending. And he didn't blink. He did. At which point he was welcomed back to his family with open arms. He thinks that he understands what it is to be mortal and care for other beings. But in truth, he, just like the others, is a creature of instinct, imitation. What it is he is doing here, I can't say for certain.
Who was the exception?
Right. I speak dubiously. But the fairest. There were times when her feelings for the line of Aelor, what she believed to be King Aelor, even though it was his son, and then his grandson, and then his grandson's grandson, she couldn't understand, or maybe she couldn't accept, that they were different people. And the feelings that she displayed for him, they seemed, sometimes even to me, they seemed genuine. Awful. Unhealthy. Obsessive. But real. And the longer they spent in your world, the more the font of magic from the bright that poured through started to weaken to a trickle, and they grew weaker by extension. And eventually, they put themselves into a deep magical sleep, lest they die, with the condition that they would only awaken when their own flesh and blood crossed back into a noon. But the fairest never went to sleep. I don't know how she survived. I don't know where she went. She disappeared. But she didn't sleep with the others.
So we know for certain that at least 5 of the Danan have crossed through. Because we all crossed through.
5 of them have awoken and are now free to make their way into a noon. Whether they did so together is impossible to say.
So, but if we go by Ryan's list, then we know the Morgan is here, the Raven Queen, and Nuada, and then these other 2. Who were they here? What did they go by before they were?
Their names were their names here as well.
Yes, but nobody here uses them. They go by the Huntsman, the Fairest. Those names.
For fear of speaking them out loud. They were given titles reduced to icons, less scary.
Okay, well, their titles are all that I know. All I've been taught. So who is Dagda in relation to those titles?
Do you have the ones? Did you write them down?
Yes. They're further back, though. They're not together.
Sorry.
I have them here.
Okay.
There's the Father, the Fairest, the Doctor, the Mariner, the Scarred, the Poet, the Warrior, and the Raven Queen.
Cool. Nuada's the Scarred. Nuada would be the one known as the Scarred. Lug would be the Warrior. Dagda would be the Father.
Interesting. Maybe I think Max turns to Wayne, says, maybe there's a way that you can speak to him. The Raven Queen had some sort of interest in me when I crossed. So maybe there's a way you can at least understand what it is that he wants, why he's taking arms. Is it out of vengeance? Is it out of fear?
That's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
I don't know.
I definitely had that thought. I can't lie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Assuming that this hunter is the real hunter. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
God damn it.
William.
What?
Maybe then we should, next time we track him down.
Yeah, definitely. I will say one thing about that. When we were in the head's lair, trying to reach Hunter, you know how there was that hole you had to put your arm in?
Yeah.
And it's going to get chopped off?
Yeah, the one you just stuck your arm in without telling us you were going to do it?
My arm didn't get chopped off, as you probably remember.
It didn't.
what Mirrodin is describing is something that I saw. I saw that battlefield. I saw the Scarred getting his arm severed off. I didn't think it was like super important at the time. I didn't think it was all that important at the time. Just kind of feather you put in your cap for later.
But Wayne, like, arms have been taken, and that didn't relevant.
Totally forgot about it. To be honest with you, I being clear, I walked away with both of my arms from a death trap where I was only supposed to have one, so I was kind of just.
Yeah, to be
fair, a lot was happening.
We immediately went into a lot of other problems as soon as that door opened too.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah,
I can't call my twin a problem.
No, not them.
Okay, I just
we
wanted
went
to be
into
clear.
That battle as soon as we got them out of the room.
I know that. I remember that. I'm just saying they're not a problem.
Mm-hmm. So, Mirrodin, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think I may be able to find some connection with this god? My great and so on grandpappy?
It depends on what he wants. I mean, he's been asleep for millennia.
Maybe he wants your arm.
Ugh.
Fucking come and get it.
Okay.
You never gave it to him.
All that aside,
too weak.
Well, now I don't know how sand factors into all this.
Right.
That was my question.
You mentioned that sand came from the Nightmare Lands, right? Nightlands? What's it called?
Darklands.
Nightlands.
Did he?
I thought he did. Maybe I'm making this up.
He said, hold on.
Yeah, where are the notes? Where are the notes, Julia?
Hold on.
That would be interesting if he said that.
What did we say? Isn't from a noon or the bright, it is from the Shadowlands.
Yeah.
The original home of humanity.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
He hasn't looked at it yet. He said that he was going to examine it today.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Fair. Okay.
So
he would produce a bag of the stuff. And he would say, I did have the opportunity to look more closely at this, and it is as I feared. Its origin is in the Nightlands. It is nightmare itself. Dreams, but bad ones specifically. The Nightlands
Hunter looks meaningfully at Wayne at that point.
The Nightlands are a place of dreams made real in the worst possible way. So much so that it according to some stories that were brought over on the ships, humanity was born of dreams, was dreamed into existence.
By who?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows whose dreams they are, except that the Nightlands are where the dreamer slumbers for eternity, unless awoken.
So, is there some cure to the sand?
I don't know. The crossing was before, generations before I was even born.
How would someone even get it?
They would have to have some way of accessing the Nightlands, which there are cults that remain of the Dreamer. Even after my ancestors, unfortunately, even after my ancestors attempt to bring the Dreamer into this world by murdering 1,000 souls and sacrificing them, there were still true believers left behind in the aftermath of that failure. And I don't believe they have gone anywhere. If anything, I fear they may have gotten more of a foothold.
What are the odds any of them are still hiding out in Barrow? That's what the head was trying to do, wasn't it?
Barrow didn't exist back then.
Back then, but what if they're there now?
It's possible. I suppose they could be anywhere. They could be everywhere. There's no real way for us to know exactly how many of them there are these days. But back then, and I assume today, they called themselves sleepwalkers.
If sand gives you nightmares, why would people be taking it?
That's probably not advertised. They're not told that's what it's going to do to them.
I don't know for certain. And I think the only way we would know is if one of us in this room decided to try it. But
just smack Max's hand away like it's red hands. No.
I mean, he's holding the bag in his hand, Max.
I don't think I would reach out and grab it.
I'm just asking questions here.
You can't talk to Simon if you're high.
Or you're going to be like super paranoid, dude.
Around cops, dude?
My guess is that it does not start with nightmares.
Hmm.
The Nightlands stand in opposition to the Bright, and a Noon is trapped in the middle between the two of them. The Nightlands has been slowly spreading across the surface of a Noon, but that progress was drastically slowed after Jotun Wilt's ritual failed. But enough time has passed since then.
He just tried it again.
What do you mean?
Did we not? I'm pretty sure we mentioned that when we mentioned that we just destroyed the head. A month ago when we got here, did you not believe us? Did you not take us seriously?
I mean, he just thought we should be dead, so.
Fair, yeah.
He
was trying again.
We've been over this a million times. I didn't want you to die. You just needed to.
What's the difference?
In my defense, none of this would have happened.
If you hadn't forced us to be doing community service all at once in the only place in the entire state that would have taken us back to this
going to
place.
say that if I had successfully executed you. Yes, but that's...
I still take that personally.
Just like I'm taking it personally now that we told you what we did. And you
I heard your words about the creature that it was building and the head itself. I will confess it didn't occur to me that it would be another attempt at the ritual. But I suppose that would make sense, assuming that it had 1,000 living bodies. You said you never got a good look at it?
No. It's buried now under the rubble.
That would certainly do it.
Do the Danan not like the Dreamer?
No, the Dreamer would be competition. The Fairest interrupted Jotunwild's ritual originally. And to be fair, she did it because Aelor asked her to, but there is a long history there. I think if the Danan were to actually be afraid of anything, it would likely be the Dreamer. It is everything that they are not. They are creatures of pure magic, whimsical in their own way, eternal. The Dreamer is perhaps even older than they are. And its only purpose is to put out the lights, to cause madness. I don't think they know what would happen if they were to face each other. And I think that is a position that none of the Danan have ever been in before. So if Nuada is here and he is killing people, or at least maiming them, it may be that he is trying to prevent the ritual from coming to pass or stop the sleepwalkers from whatever it is they're attempting to do.
Max, do you think your friend could be in a cult?
No. Like I said, Simon has made mistakes in the past, but he's not stupid. I don't think he would join a cult that clearly wants people to go mad.
And I think, I'll say at that moment, Corey, you hear a voice that only you can hear. It says, "Q beat MVP." I think I've got something here you might want to take a look at.
Just kind of leans back, secret agent style. QB, this is MVP over and out. 10-4. What's your 6?
And he will tell you, I need you to come down to Cheapside, where the sewers open up. I'll meet you there.
Me or us?
I'd say the more the merrier.
Sounds good. See you there.
And I think we're going to take a little break.
I was looking at the
Step
clock and I was like,
away.
maybe we're not going to do it. Maybe we'll
Yeah,
just go
Maybe
straight
we'll just
through.
play straight
No,
We
through
just
the
won't, yeah, we
scene.
just won't stop.
It's been like a little bit of a silly, slow session, so there wasn't a big, dramatic moment where I could do the break on. So I think we're gonna step away for about
You
10
didn't want to
minutes.
do the break after we gave Mirden the sausage?
We'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't go away. See you real soon.
Convenient.
I mean, if it's
pen box
disguised,
cutter.
yes. I
Yes,
think
absolutely.
disguise equals
Well,
yes.
but a disguise could just mean small.
No,
That-
I
no,
mean,
that's
look
concealed.
at it. No,
Concealed.
look at it.
Is it supposed to look like a pen? It's kind of blurry because of the background. Okay.
It's-
All right. Yeah. Okay. That does look
That's
like
a
a pen. Fair.
freaking pen right there.
Yeah.
That's a pen, dude.
Yeah,
I
it's
would,
made
I
by-
would sign my
Yeah.
name on a contract with that.
It's made by Fisker, so it's the
I'd
same
sign my
people who
checks
makes
with
my
that.
sewing scissors.
You're out here signing checks?
Does it
How hard
work?
to be signing checks?
I don't think that's going to go well for you, buddy.
I don't believe in cash
Yeah.
or cards. I just use checks. So.
Yeah.
Does it
And I
work as
sign
a
with
pen?
I sign with a box cutter.
Is a what?
Does it
pen.
work as a pen though?
No, it's just a box cutter.
Damn.
Then I feel like there's no reason why it should. I feel like its purpose must be nefarious, or else why would
Yeah.
it make it look like a pen?
What? Right? What?
Exactly.
Listen to this. Listen to the click of the spring.
Yeah, no, that counts.
That's
That
a
brings you to
nine.
8.
That's
It's such a
nine.
small blade, though. I'm just very confused about why.
Yeah, but it's good for getting the webbing, or if you're going for someone's eyes.
Don't. Why?
We just escalated
Why?
so quickly.
If you're fighting
Do you
ducks
know
or
how to
something.
defend yourself if you get into a fight? Do you know what you gotta do? Listen, if someone's coming at you, you grab the top part of their ear, you pull out, and you twist down. It's not only it's the force of their fucking head you can redirect, but also that shit hurts.
I had a visceral reaction to the word webbing.
That's what it is, Will.
I know what it is. I just don't.
We
like
came from
this.
the ocean once.
What is that?
Evolutionarily, we all came from the soup.
Floridians are still coming from the soup.
I'm
Hold on.
actively
We're only
falling
halfway out.
apart.
Gotta capture that moment. Real
I'm actively
What
falling
is
apart.
happening to us tonight?
This is what happens when you
Okay.
skip a week, okay?
Yeah.
Apparently, we've done that before.
Yeah, but we weren't this gay before.
That's fair. That's so fair. All right. Well, you can't spell fair roll without fair. So let's get back into the game. You are, I assume, going to leave the sanctum.
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Are you telling the others about? How are
Yes.
you telling the others about this?
Yes, as we leave, I imagine we're going over to the library. Imagine we're still like kind of killing time before before our meeting with Simon. Some people are looking forward to that meeting. I didn't say anything about anybody. I just said some people maybe. What's your favorite? Never mind. That's distracting. I just saw that.
Also, if you're playing the class reunion drinking game at home, you can take a shot for Raph gets noise gated.
So hey guys, so while we're in there, I got a message from our secret friend. We are going to be meeting him at the Cheapside docks. Do we set a time? Was it tonight?
He basically said as soon as possible. You got the impression that he was
ASAP.
already there and he was telling you to meet him here.
Yeah, guys. So we're gonna have to skip the library session here. We got to
Thank
go down
God.
to Cheapside at the docks.
But Max isn't actually allergic.
We'll
Like-
never know, I guess.
I don't care if
Uh,
he's allergic or not. I'm making him go in there at least once. He's got to prove it.
Max, I dare you to give yourself a paper cut.
Why?
Give me the box cutter pen.
No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. It's got to be a book. Okay, but yeah, Ryan's got some
Words?
important information from us. Everybody kind of prepare yourselves. We're about to see Ryan for the first time in a long time. So if anybody doesn't want to go about that, then this is your moment. But it seems like it's pretty important.
We're meeting him at the docks.
That
Cheapside at
sounds
the docks.
sketchy.
Right? Pretty sure?
Didn't you say like sewers?
Yeah, the Cheapside sewer entrance specifically
Sewer
is what he said,
entrance.
but that is probably very close to the docks.
Cheapside sewer entrance.
All right.
That's fine with me.
I wish I'd worn different boots, but yeah, let's go.
I mean, we're still here. You can change.
You want to
I
change?
guess.
You know what? Knowing our luck, if I take the time to go and change, he'll be like sliced in half by the time we get there. Our luck, not that good.
It's true.
I mean, that's pretty good luck, actually.
He's pretty tough and strong. I wouldn't worry about it. He's got like 300 hit points.
Listen.
We're listening. Yeah.
Anyway, it's fine with me. I think Max kind of turns to Hunter. How are you feeling about it?
I think it's something we need to do. I'm fine.
Okay.
Do we all want to go as Alec McMorrow?
No. We should probably
Because then he
leave.
wouldn't know who's who. So it may, if you have like a bit of a mask of anonymity that may,
Are you
just throwing it out there.
Are you trying to I thought you wanted us to, trust that he was being honest when he said that he wanted to help us.
I agree.
Us showing up in disguise would imply that you don't trust him and you think he's going to try to kill us in these sewers.
I recognize that some people here may feel uncomfortable staring our previous friend in the eye and may feel better about doing it from behind a mask. And if I can be a part of making that easier for anyone else, then I would be happy to do so. But I don't give a fuck.
I don't care.
I want him to look me in the eye.
We could all go as
Slug
Max.
him. Yeah,
let's
that
go.
would be good.
All right, let's go.
Okay. You excuse yourselves from Mirdan's sanctum. He seems a little preoccupied and distracted. He is going to continue to study the sand that he has in the bag. And you can leave Calderon Keep behind. Yes.
Can we ask him, I guess while he's doing the examination specifically, if he can look for like what it's made out of? Like, is it literally sand from the Nightlands, or is it like some sort of chemical?
It's definitely not chemical. He would tell you that it is from the Nightlands itself.
Like literally sand, like scooped into a bottle.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Problem solved. Question answered.
But he will continue to look into it and try to figure out, if he can, where it may have come from, or if there are any sort of, if there's any way to counter the effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you leave Calderon Keep behind, and you can make your way through the city. Still fairly early at this point, probably like high noon at this point as you leave, and so the sun is up. It's fairly bright day, maybe a little overcast, I imagine. A lot of people out and about, bustling around, and you walk through Calderon itself, and then eventually cross over into Cheapside, which is always very clear to you when you do that. Cheapside, you may remember, was the original human settlement that became Calderon later. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these buildings, if you can, it's kind of generous to call them that. It's kind of a collection of like shacks, almost a shanty town even. And these buildings have kind of been repaired as needed over the years, but are still, some of them, original to when humanity first arrived here in Anoon. And it is like pressed right up against the beach as well. So you make your way through Cheapside. Kelly, you maybe think you catch a glimpse of a pair of bright, sort of milky white eyes peering at you from out of the shadows as you pass an alley. But you keep walking, and you kind of have to hop down off of the platforms that run throughout Cheapside in lieu of like sidewalks or streets or anything like that. And your feet make contact with the ground, the sand of the beach under your feet, though it's very rocky in this particular point. And you're kind of looking up at a large sewer grate, except the grate itself, the bars have clearly been broken. They are kind of twisted and bent inwards. What do you do?
As a way to like close it, shut it closed, or
no, it is open because they have been like bent and pushed inwards. Normally it would be closed.
I see. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So inwards is if something from outside went into the sewers, not something escaped.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Is it a bunch of sentient rats?
Can I send out a divine sense within 60 feet if there are any what is it? Undead, fiend, celestial, fae, something like that?
You how does that look to Wayne when you do that? Do you just sense them, or
as a noxious odor as it is described?
Nice.
So I imagine it smells like
sewers too. So
I imagine it smells like dirty gym socks.
Okay. Yeah. You
smell like my old friend's dirty gym socks.
Yeah, 100%.
A comforting smell, honestly.
Yeah. You smell like emanating from just beyond the broken grate of the sewer. You smell, the smells of a gym, of a locker room after practice.
Do I still ping on that now that I got part of my soul back?
Yes.
So I still ping as undead. Okay.
Yep.
Watch out there, guys. There's some dirty gym socks in there.
What?
Something doesn't smell right in there. It probably is just our old friend Ryan, but, be on the lookout.
Speaking of, Kelly will use the wyvern badge and she'll be like, Ryan, if you're hiding in the shadows, that's rude.
His call sign's QB, by the way.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Just saying, throwing it out there.
Your wyvern badge would ping, and he would say, Kelly, can't exactly stand in the sunlight.
Okay, I go in.
Same.
Ryan, your buddy's coming.
I can see in the dark. So.
Wow, look at you.
I think I can too.
Wow.
Yes, I can.
DM,
even with the ability to see in the dark, at first you don't see anything, and then a particular patch of shadows kind of detaches from the side of the sewer tunnel, and you see the familiar, if not undead, shape of Ryan Beckinsale, your best friend and role model.
Best buddy.
Best buddy.
Yes, boy.
Emerge from the shadows, and he still has that like chalk white, almost ashen skin, the red eyes. His teeth are a little too pronounced.
So this is where you're staying, huh? Suits you.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
So, together again.
Yep.
Hopefully with better results than the last two times.
Mm-hmm.
Third time's the charm, that's what they say, right?
He looks uncomfortable.
Good.
Yeah.
says, I don't really know how to say any of this, I guess, but I'm sure Wayne talked to you and told you about our conversations.
He did.
I want to help. I still want to help. But I think right now, right off the bat, we need to establish that I'm not the Ryan that you knew anymore.
To be fair, none of us are who you knew in Ohio, really. So we'll just keep it respectful at that. And say we're all different people now.
He'll nod and he'll say, if any of you want to say anything, now's your chance.
I don't think you really get to determine our chance to say something. Unless you're saying this is the last time we're going to see you.
Max, that's a little pedantic.
Max doesn't
I
know that
don't
word.
know what that means.
Would you like your journals back, Ryan?
You can keep them. They were wrong anyway.
Not all of it, just
Enough.
some of it.
Enough. He will look directly at Hunter.
Hunter has been... Max, stop it. Max, damn boy. Hunter has been looking down, but I think in feeling Ryan's eyes on them, they look up and they don't initially say anything. They just meet his gaze. But if he doesn't say anything, they're then going to ask, why did you say what you said? What did you know? What do you know?
I said what I said because I don't know. And I thought it would hurt.
Okay, but what do you know? What did you know?
I know there's two of you. I know odds are good. Somehow, one of you is not real.
Sorry.
Wholesome.
Softest cry.
Incredible. Canonically, Ryan said that.
Yeah, he is now a vampire cat boy.
Mm.
That tracks.
Yep.
We love that for him.
Yep. But I mostly thought it would throw you off your game.
How much interaction did you have with other hunter?
Not much. The head kept them locked up pretty tightly. But from what I saw, they were a lot more like what I expected based on all of us growing up together. They didn't really stand up for themselves or try to stop what was happening to them.
Neither did you.
Yeah.
Did you ever hurt other hunter, Ryan?
You mean like torture them? No.
Yeah.
But I think that ended a long time ago. I think after they broke, I didn't have any reason to anymore. His eyes kind of like go out of focus a little bit, like distant, like he's kind of looking past you, and he says, I would have. If it told me to.
It sounds like you wouldn't have had much of a choice.
I think that's what you need to understand. I did. And I do. And whatever changed in me when he made me like this, I don't care. If he had told me to hurt Hunter, I could have said no. But I wouldn't have cared enough to say no.
Understood.
I think the sooner you all get that through your heads, the easier this will be.
So what, you're choosing to be good now? You're bored of being cruel and evil?
You didn't have that long to be those things.
Not enough, apparently.
I'm still me. I'm still Ryan. In here. Just not the same Ryan. I always wanted to do good. To help people, to save the world. But I don't think I care about it. anymore. I don't think I care about anything anymore. I think deep down, what the head did to me was strip away any type of hesitation or doubt or affectation, and just reduced me to the very essence of who Ryan Beckinsale was. And I think the worst part of that is that the essence of who Ryan Beckinsale was is a really good person.
It's gonna be hard dealing with what happens in that place. Is hard. And you've been dealing with it for a month and a few weeks. It's early to be talking in these absolutes. Now let's find whatever ripped its way into this tunnel. Because nothing will be quite the bonding experience like kicking the shit out of whatever it is together.
It's this way. And he will start walking farther back into the sewer.
I'm going to put on my goggles so let me see in the dark, and I'm going to follow after him.
Well. Sounds like maybe everybody can see in the dark. I guess,
Not this guy.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Ryan will start leading you through the tunnels, through the sewer tunnels. There's, obviously a lot of moisture, and it is kind of stuffy and also hot down here, humid. But it doesn't appear that Calderon has a very complicated sewer system. You are basically in one pipe for the vast majority of the time that you are walking, and you're not sure exactly how deep into the city you go through the sewers, but eventually it starts to open up ahead of you. You can see the tunnels. You can see the tunnels are widening, or the tunnel around you is widening, and Ryan stops and he gestures ahead, and you can see that the tunnel comes to an end, but beyond, it looks like it opens up into a larger area. You're not sure exactly what is in there. And he'll say quietly, I think I found its lair. It's in there.
I will sneak up to look.
Okay.
Do my rogue duties, I suppose.
Sure. Yeah, roll stealth. And Ryan will say as you start to do that, he'll say, "Yeah, no, that makes sense." And I didn't think Max would be brave enough.
Oh, can I use one of those advantages in the pool?
bad.
You sure can.
Yeah, because that's fucking garbage.
Yeah, it's not great.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
That makes it 24.
Okay. Yeah, you sneak ahead, keeping to the shadows and moving basically completely silently. I think the rest of you probably just completely lose track of Kelly. And Kelly, you get to the edge of where the room opens up beyond, and you glance in, and it does look like something has been living here, but whatever it is, you don't get the impression that it is still here. Or at least it's not currently here. But you can see kind of like a roughly, like a series of rags that are kind of thrown together in one corner, kind of resembles like a nest or a bed of some kind, maybe. But I think beyond that, you can tell that you're in some kind of junction. This is kind of a sunken section. The floor that, the part that leads out to the sewer grate is on a lower level than the majority of the room that you are peeking into. It looks like there are a bunch of different pipes, like a four-way junction that empty out into this room, and all of the runoff then falls down to this level and then out the pipe towards the front. So you're kind of in a pit with the open sewer grate at your back, and that pit is where you can see like the pile of rags in the corner and the rest of the junction like up above you. But that is all you can see while maintaining your stealth. That is all you can see while like clinging to the shadows and just kind of glancing in. But as near as you can tell, it's empty.
I think I will use the Wyvern badge to call Wayne, and I will say, Wayne Hovacek, it appears that whoever is living here isn't currently home. I'm gonna go in for a better look.
I can do that to the group.
Cool.
If he's not home, then could he be out hurting someone?
Let's see.
It's possible.
I don't hear that, so I'm going.
I would like to kind of peek around the corner if I can. I don't know. If Kelly was within 30 feet, I would like to cast on Kelly, myself, and Hunter Age. So everybody gets +5 hit points.
Okay. Cool. Very
Actually,
cool. Yeah.
I don't need it. I'll give it to Max. He probably needs it more than I do.
Finally,
Yeah.
300 hit points.
I heard Max's hit points have been incorrectly calculated. So
Yeah.
you could probably use the extra hit
295
points.
up to 300.
Yeah.
Finally up to 300. Good lord. Thank you, Frank.
Yeah, you do that. You all feel the like cold but comforting energy emanating from Wayne. Kind of like chewing spearmint gum, I imagine. Not sponsored.
I don't know what that's like.
Okay. Are you allergic to
I'm allergic to mint.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to the mint varieties.
I knew that.
All of those bastards.
I knew that.
Good to know.
Okay.
It's a sad life.
So, Kelly, you are sneaking in to look around. And I think as you were doing that, Ryan, as the rest of you are kind of hanging back, Ryan's going to like lean against the wall of the sewer, kind of cross his arms over his chest. He's going to look between the two of you, Max and Hunter. He's going to say,
I swear to fucking God. I swear to fucking God.
So you two still pretending this isn't a thing?
Stop hearing that.
Wayne finds something really interesting to look at between his feet.
I don't know what we haven't talked yet.
Also, I think that's none of your business.
Huh.
You don't know anything about us, everyone. So
okay, it's interesting because, like, from where I'm standing, I know more than you, or at least more than you're willing to acknowledge.
Hunter just looks at Max.
Are you trying to start something right now?
Well, if I were trying to start something right now,
I swear to fucking
with
God. Don't.
Max Miller,
Don't
I
do
guess
it.
maybe in like 3 or 4 months we could get around to actually talking about what it is I'm starting.
I think Max just punches him.
All right now, boys. And Wayne kind of intercepts that point. Let's all focus on the mission at hand and the common enemy that we have until we can kill each other.
Yeah, Max, I don't think this is necessary right now.
I don't think he's necessary right now.
Ryan, you just earned yourself a big old wedgie. All right, brother. Not for today, but I need you to know you're going to be getting one in the future.
You are not coming to brunch.
We're keeping a tally, for sure.
Ryan leans forward and he says, I'll come to brunch if I want to come to brunch.
Oh, God. That's 2 wedgies, mister. That's 2 wedgies.
I think Hunter actually might step in front of Max as well.
And Ryan will say, he'll hold up a finger to Wayne and will say, unless it's couples brunch, in which case, I guess none of us will be attending.
You'll be stuck in your shit sewer house. So, sorry.
Yeah, I told you I told you I don't live here, but I guess, listening or observing or
You
critical
smell
thinking.
like you live here.
Hunter just quietly says, a couple's brunch sounds nice.
I think that probably does diffuse some of the tension. I think Ryan is going to laugh at that. And I think
Max is just gonna like lean against the wall, like behind his face.
And
He's like red.
Yeah. Interesting.
Kelly's just like that scene from Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Gina's just listening to the record player, ignoring everything. She's just like, doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo.
Investigating.
Ryan, I think, is going to look at Hunter after he laughs a little bit and is going to say, yeah, we could go to couples brunch.
Oh my fucking God. What is his deal, dude? What is your deal?
He's being ornery. I like when everyone's impulse control died.
I actually think, like, when he says that, Hunter just looks up to him and says, I don't want to go with you. I wouldn't go to couples brunch with someone who betrayed me.
Woo! Okay, I think Max would like look over at Hunter at when the question dropped, and then just kind of look at. Like, that's right, bitch.
Wayne, come get your man.
I was about to say, Wayne kind of leans in. You know how friggin' hard it was to get these people not to kill you on sight? Why are you starting so much shit?
I didn't want to kill him. On
don't,
sight.
you know, some people wanted to kill him on sight.
I just start swinging.
No, get out of here.
Like...
Get the fuck out of here. You know how hard it was to get how hard it is going to continue to be to get these people to trust you?
Yeah, I just don't have the patience anymore.
Well, you're
It's
being
obvious.
a real dickhead right now, my man. Everybody, like, here's the thing. It's not like everybody doesn't see it. You know what I mean?
Wayne.
I come along now. You know what I mean? We got bigger fish to fry at the moment than couples brunch.
Fine.
Which you're not invited to.
I'll go to couples brunch if I want to go to couples brunch.
Will you take
No
Wayne?
one would ever want to go with you to couples brunch. So
No, I want to know, Max. Would he take Wayne?
Wayne
Yeah,
deserves
he'll
much
look
better
over.
than that.
He'll look over at Wayne and he'll say, "I'd take Wayne."
In a I like brunch, let's go hang out in a platonic way, I'd go with you.
Wayne, what?
I don't know where I'm supposed to be at this point, my man. I'm trying to find a middle ground here.
You would come with Kelly as a platonic.
Kelly's got
Kelly
a
partner.
man. Kelly's got a partner.
Well, he's not here. He can't come to couples brunch tomorrow.
I mean,
I'll say I'm the immoral one.
yeah. Oof. Hooey boys, hooey mama.
Oh my God. Come with Alec.
I don't know if I want that for Alec.
No, Wayne with Alec.
Okay.
As friends.
As friends.
Ryan stays in the sewer where he lives.
Mhm.
Kelly, where are we?
Kelly, you were searching.
Kelly, I'm gonna kill this man.
Kelly,
been
please.
like
Kelly,
4
please.
minutes.
You've got to get us out of this situation.
Like 4 minutes.
Kelly,
Mhm.
you are searching the area, I'm assuming?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Roll investigate.
It's flat. I don't see shit.
Okay.
I hate this dice roller.
I mean, you got 5 advantages. You could pull one out if you want.
I feel like that's necessary right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to 4. Hey,
So
look at that.
14.
Beautiful.
Second time's a
Nice.
charm. Maybe we should just stick with rolling that purple set. That one's been
I
rolling really
guess.
well.
Yeah,
The
that's a
purple
cutie
one's
nice.
set.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So you are going through this area and examining things, and there isn't a lot to find, I don't think. Like, you find that pile of like gross bedding, but that's really about it, except for a few bones that you find kind of under the quote unquote mattress, which is being generous. But I think beyond that, you see some scratching, some scratches on the wall of the sewer itself, where it kind of dips down into this kind of pit. You see that somebody has been carving into it, and it's very rough. It's very poorly drawn. You recognize, you see that there is a big hulking shape. And then next to it, there are 4 smaller shapes. The one that is closest to it is holding something in its hands that you can't identify at first, but when you take a closer look, you realize that it is kind of long and has a curved end, like a Gritsky stick.
Mm-hmm. Is that one the only one holding something?
Yes.
I think Kelly, she'll probably take one of Ryan's notebooks out, and she will kind of like do that thing like you do at graveyards when you do the rubbings, and I'll kind of do like a rubbing of that so that I can take it with me to show it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only other thing, I guess, are the bones human or animal?
They look human.
Human bones. And then does it look like, is there any way to tell maybe, so like maybe if this thing is clawed, is there any kind of indication in like which of the 4 other tunnels they might be using?
Not from down here. You'd have to climb up to like where the spillover is if you wanted to try to get a look at any of that. But I will say that as you are getting the etchings of the wall drawings, you hear something very heavy drop down behind you.
Oh.
And when you look around, you see the unmistakable, enormous, cloaked form of the huntsman. And it kind of rises to its full height. And it moves with a supernatural speed that you've seen before directly at you. It reaches out with one hand that is large enough to go around your torso, and kind of presses you against the wall and raises you up a little bit off of the ground as it does so. And the rest of you back in the tunnel, you would see this happen. You would hear the thump, you would hear the heavy footsteps as it runs towards Kelly, and you would see it kind of grab her and push her up against the wall. And as it does so, the hood falls back. And you get a good look at the huntsman's face for the first time.
Oh, no.
And it is almost human. Like it is an approximation of a human face, but it has that same weird quality of that the Raven Queen did, the Morrigan did, that sort of like what is the hyper symmetrical features, like too symmetrical, and it's a little bit, its features are a little bit too animalistic in a way. Like it has this sort of this nose that looks a little bit more like something a cat might have than a human. And it has this long, shaggy, brownish hair with these very thick sort of mutton chops that come down across its cheeks. And the mutton chops end at this mouth that is far too wide for the rest of its face. And the teeth, the blunt but very pearly white and just oversized teeth in its mouth are bared. It's kind of gritting them, not necessarily smiling at you, but like gritting its teeth at you as it has you pinned up against the wall. And you can see it's using its you can see that it's using the hand that is its biological hand. The nails are like kind of sharp and pointed, gnarled and black. But it presses you up against the wall, lifts you up, teeth bared at you. It pauses for a second, though, as it looks at you. And then as the rest of you spill out of the tunnel and into the environment, into the pit where it's been living, it does smile now. And it will drop you, Kelly. It will spread its arms, and the cloak kind of falls away a little bit. You get a look at the rest of it. He's wearing like the remains of hunting leathers. The top part is very ripped, and you can see that while he's not covered in fur, he is covered in enough body hair that it kind of resembles fur. But it like stops at his forearms. It covers his chest. Other than that, he's just wearing like leather breeches. His feet are too large for any type of like boot or shoe or anything like that. I see what's happening here, and I don't like it.
Nobody likes it.
Yeah.
Except one person who needs to go to baby jail.
And you can see the other arm, the one that wasn't holding you up, ends right above the elbow. And the rest of it is just this sort of quicksilver, almost mercurial metal. But as it drops you and it steps back and it spreads its arms open, and it says in this kind of guttural, animalistic voice, my family, at last. And specifically, it will move through the rest of you towards Wayne. And he'll put the metal hand on one shoulder and his regular hand on your other shoulder. And it's kind of comical. Like he could, his hands are large enough that like the fingertips are kind of like, scraping your back as he does this. But he looks you directly in your eye. Now you can see like in his features also, his eyes are a little more cat-like than they are human. He's got some scarring in different places. But he puts his two hands on your shoulders and he says, at last, we are together. And I think that is probably where we'll end this episode of Class Reunion.
I swear to God.
Let's go.
Nightman?
If he hadn't dropped me, I was gonna let off a 3rd level Thunder Wave spell just right on top of
Yeah.
I'd be like, you motherfucker, you're gonna put me down.
That's fair. That's fair.
Bust up the sewers.
Bust him up.
Bust him up. Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
so yeah.
Intense.
That
Maybe Ryan
is a place
can,
to stop.
Maybe Ryan can take the huntsman to couples brunch, Who knows what's gonna happen.
I'm like, man,
But-
please don't betray us. Come on now.
Kelly was like, it's okay. I sympathize with the whole being like dead alive thing.
Yep.
You'll get through it.
I
You've only
swear
been
to fucking God.
dead for like a month. And then she leaves the room and immediately he's like, I'm gonna be ornery.
The shit disturber is deep in this one.
Shit stir, dude. Stir in the pot.
Well,
For what reason?
maybe he thinks he's doing you a favor
Could be.
Maybe
in his own way.
You like the
Hunter doesn't
huntsman
necessarily
in a way.
disagree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Max doesn't
Yeah, just
want
fucking grip it,
anything
rip it,
from
baby.
him.
Slop
Hey.
that
you.
down, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much
crack one
for
for
the
big boy.
anonymous $50 donation.
Let's
Appreciate
go.
it
so much.
Holy moly.
Thank
That's
you.
crazy.
It's the end of the session, so I don't think we need to put any more advantage in the pool.
Wait,
but,
what?
Excuse me? Excuse me?
What?
I did it. Calm down.
One advantage per dollar, maybe.
Oh.
Jesus, can you imagine? We'd never be rolling. We'd just be like, meh.
Cool. All right. All right. Awesome. Great. Well, that is Class Reunion, episode 22. We did it. And we will be back in 2 weeks.
This one, Bullying Max.
Yeah. It's about time, honestly.
Honestly, you know I love that shit.
Honestly, I mean, we haven't even gotten into the Simon stuff, so.
I know.
I'm gonna bully the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's it. That's going to be it for us. I think we'll just go around and do like our outros and our goodbyes. Then we'll find somebody to raid, and that'll be a night for us. So, in the same order, JD.
This time I'm actually prepared because I remembered I go first this time when I do not go first for Academy H. So yes, I have been Hunter tonight. I am also usually Casimir Bright, aka Spectral, in Academy H. I will not be Kaz in this coming Academy H. I will be playing a new character. Words that have been thrown out to describe our characters are unhinged, and I am excited to see where this takes us. And I will be back tomorrow night for Transhumanism, which is going to be a good and violent and bloody time that I am very much looking forward to, getting a chance to go full feral. And then, speaking of feral, I will be back on Friday for a season of Secrets and Shadows, our Regency Monster Hearts game, which kicks off the action with a tea party following the opening of the season. So I am excited for the chaos that I'm sure will be wrought when this table gets together and actually gets to play on stream, because they have done so much off stream. I cannot overstate that.
We have.
And that is it for me.
I am very excited. Speaking of feral behavior, Raph.
Hello, I am once again Raph, and once again today I have played Maximilian Miller, the strange and still emotionally confused and now upset, angry boy. What else? This Friday I will be joining JD's table, season of Secrets and Shadows, Regency Monster Heart game. Who will I play? You'll just have to find out. Are they good? Yes. Are they feral? Yes. So come on down.
Are they good?
Are they good? Question mark.
Yeah, that's my question. Julia.
Define good, you know?
Hello, I am the local Delaware Cryptid. Tonight, I was your rogue cleric hybrid, Kelly Violet. Sunday, I will be someone else on Sunday. Someone who may or may not have something to do with spiders. So if you have feelings about that, you should come see.
I like how you didn't define what feelings means in this instance.
Hey. I'm not going to tell people how to feel about spiders. That's
fair.
Between yourself and the spiders. You can find me at...
You having a time?
Yeah. You can find me on all social media platforms. Or you can find me in the Discord, which you should definitely join. We are just as unhinged there as we are here. I said what I fucking said about cannibalism. There's few things in English literature that really lives up to the symbolic homoeroticism of...
Okay, you're done. You're done. Cutting you off right there.
Don't silence Julia.
I don't think JD is going to allow us to have homoerotic cannibalism. I'm pretty sure that crosses somebody's line or veil.
Listen, I love Hannibal. I don't discount this.
This doesn't even have to do with that. This is just a long existing. It's what when you can't, in English literature, in the time, you can't write about sex, you can't talk about sex, but you know what is the same act of sex, which is putting part of yourself in someone else? Eating them! Cannibalism in English literature symbolically is just about sex. That's all I'm saying. This is a fact.
Corey.
How do I follow that up? My
wish I could tell you.
name is Corey. Tonight I played Wayne Hovacek, the greatest Gritsky player of all time, and a fledgling secret agent. My thoughts on cannibalism, homoeroticism, find them out at my Twitter at Scoochius. I always forget to post. I say that I'll post and then I don't. But maybe all it takes is you. Reach out to me.
I tagged you.
Give me a reason.
Be the
Did
change
you?
you want to see
Did
in the
you?
world.
Yes.
I didn't get any notifications.
They did.
I'm bad at Twitter.
Oh
It's okay.
my
It's
God.
better than being
Bad
good at Twitter.
Good at cannibalism.
Okay. All right. Well, hi. It's my turn. I'm Will. I run this game. Sometimes you run the game. Sometimes the game runs you. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a time tonight. There's a social media handle right there. It's on all platforms if you want to give me a follow. And I will also be there on Friday. I will not be in the transhumanism stream tomorrow night, but I will be running tech behind the scenes. But it's going to be amazing and fantastic, and you should come check it out. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night, transhumanism. And Friday night, I will be playing in a season of Secrets and Shadows, and I will not be eating anyone. I can promise you that. Guarantee
Can
it.
you? Can you?
I can. I can.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. And I think that's the stuff. Sunday night, come back for Academy H and stream episode 20 of Academy H, Cause and Effect Part 6 this Sunday because it is a doozy and you will not want to miss it. So yeah, check that out. We are going to disappear. Also, there's social media and the Discord and stuff. Social media platforms, follow us on those. Discord, if you're not already in there, feel free to join it. It's a great place full of great people, and we would love to have you. Why did it do the raid? I mean, we are going to raid, but there's the Discord. And that's true. I'm going to eat. I'm going to leave no crumbs, but I will not eat
Nice.
people. All right, cool. There are 2 messages. I'll post them again in the chat. If you would like to raid with us, we are going to hop over, not a video game stream, Jesus, but our friend Johnny, It's Macho Madness, is streaming Banjo-Tooie, and we'll just hop over and say hi. We are normally not streaming when we are done with this game, so we will go and say hello. But thank you so much for joining us. There are 2 raid messages in the chat. If you haven't resubscribed, you can copy paste the first one. If you are not, just grab that second one with the raccoons. That is going to be it for us here at Life in the Apocalypse. So say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.